Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Another live session this week. This is obviously the second one. Um, Hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna check out some of the setups that I'm currently looking at. Obviously, this is going to be euro, dollar, pound, dollar, and gold. But we're gonna go back to the charts in just a second. I just want to make sure the audio is good, and you can actually hear me, right? I'm also sharing the link for the live session on our Twitter, Facebook, and of course the free Telegram channel. And if you haven't yet joined, make sure to do so. All the links that you need are going to be in the description below this video. So make sure go ahead and click on that. Join the free Telegram channel, man. This is where we share daily updates on euro dollar. So even if you're not trading euro dollar, this is definitely going to help you a lot because there are pairs which are correlated with the euro dollar itself. So the analysis is going to be very beneficial to your trading even if you're not trading this specific pair. So anyways, just need a couple of seconds here to make sure that I am sharing the correct link. Let everybody know that we're actually live so more people can join, hopefully ask some questions, make it a little bit more engaging and helpful for other traders who will be watching later. uh, all right, I'm gonna make sure to leave a button for a private message, so whoever wants to share their setups with me, or if you are currently in any trades, go ahead and send over the screenshot. I'll pull it up on the screen, we'll have a look at it. um, and I believe this is going to help many other traders. um, if I share my opinion about a certain trade, even if it's on a pair that I'm not usually trading. uh, because to be honest, I am mostly focusing on the major instruments. Right, like I said, it's mainly euro dollar, pound dollar, and gold. Sometimes I may look at the yen cross pairs, but right now I don't really have any good trading opportunities on the cross pairs, so that's why I'm focusing on the majors. And plus recently, um, it looks like we had that continuation, which I was actually waiting for. I'm talking about this bullish continuation, not just on gold, but also on the other pairs as well. As you can see, we're actually gaining some momentum right here on the 1 hour time frame. We managed to push all the way through that previous high. We also managed to close above that. So ideally, I want to see a little bit of a pullback here and then a continuation higher. Now, this pullback is very important for those of you that are trading manually, because this is going to give you a better entry level, right? It's going to give you a better risk to reward ratio on your trade. But for myself as well, even though I'm trading with the expert advisor, the volatility trading system, whenever we got a pullback like this, we managed to collect some more orders. All right, we managed to enter some more long trades. So the next time price starts pushing up, it will close each one of those trades in profit. So the more volatility we have, the more ups and downs we have, the better for us. For those of us using the expert advisor, we've actually got over 170 people that are currently using the volatility trading expert advisor. And if you don't know what that is, make sure to check it out on our website. It's called the Volatility Trading System. So you click on this one, you can read more about this too. And of course, we actually have um, a completely free full course on how to use the volatility trading system. All you got to do is sign up on our website, and then you will get free access for all the videos within the course for the volatility trading. Anyways, if you guys have any questions regarding that, make sure to drop them in the chat box, or just send me a message. That's also good enough. So anyways, what do we got? Oops, I did forget the Facebook, so this is what I'm going to do right now. Hi Miho. All right, I think we're good to go. Right, so let's see. So we've already got a few people joining in. Everybody, if you guys have any trades currently open, or if you're looking at any setups, let me know which pair it is, what instrument it is. I'll have a look right here on the chart and check it out myself as well. But anyways, what we have here. So we're gonna start off with euro dollar. This is something that we talked about in the premium Telegram channel, where we send daily video updates on, not just those setups, but like I said before, this is our full watch list. So we do have some cross pairs here. We've got more majors. We've also got Bitcoin and Ethereum, something that we have a look at every single day in the premium Telegram channel. But anyways, even when price was pushing down, even when it was trying to push past through the previous high, we were still saying that even if price continues lower and manages to actually break and close below that, then we will probably see a little bit of a movement to the downside and then a reversal. Now, in my opinion, this reversal has already happened. Okay, now I'm usually very skeptic to look for entries right on the reversal. I would normally wait for price to actually create a higher structure, and then I'm going to be looking to, eventually get into a trade, because for me, this right here is a strong enough confirmation. However, sometimes we have moves like this. Now we have the V-shaped pattern, reversal pattern right here happening at the level of the previous low. But not only that, we've actually got some strong momentum to the upside. Okay, pretty much no pullback right here, and then we've got another momentum candle taking price above this most recent high. So to me, that shows that there is enough strength, at least for now, for price to continue pushing to the upside. Now, am I currently looking for any trades? Well, like I said before, I'm using the expert advisor to trade euro dollar. So I do have actually not one or not even 10 trades. I've got loads of positions open on euro dollar right here. And you can see that here, this is the 4-hour time frame. Here is euro dollar. And as you can see, I've got plenty of trades open. So I'm going to be looking for that continuation to the upside so I can start closing some positions, all right? And if I'm looking for manual trades, like I said, I want to see once we break through a previous high or a previous low, I would like to see a retracement, all right? So ideally, maybe a retest of this level right around 1.1630 roughly. This is where I would be looking for price to give me that reversal. Now, I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to retrace all the way back down to 1.1630. If that happens, this is going to be the point of interest for myself. But if it doesn't happen, then at least a retest of this high right here. Okay, that still makes a lot of sense. And as long as we have that, okay, so maybe a continuation to the upside short term, and then at some point I'm going to be looking for either 1.1660, 1650, or like I said, down at 1.1630. Okay, so pretty much this area right here is where I would like to see price coming back to in order for us to get an entry. So I'm definitely bullish on euro dollar. I'm not looking for any sell positions. And if we move on to pound dollar, it's not much different. In fact, pound dollar is actually looking even better. Why? Because the retracement on euro dollar managed to come back all the way down here to retest this previous high. Okay, so we pretty much erased all the momentum that we had in this massive candle. Okay, I'm talking about euro dollar, right? But with pound dollar, this is not the case. Actually, we have an even better setup here. Why? Because we've got this impulse, we've got a retracement, and then we've got the beginning of a new move to the upside. Now, what has happened here? A lot of traders have entered a long trade. Okay, where did they place their stop losses? Just below that reversal. Everybody's looking for short, tight stop losses. Why? In order to have a better risk to reward ratio. But many people don't understand that the market actually takes comes back to take out the losses of those impatient traders. And you know, if I have to be completely honest with you, it still happens, to me quite often if I'm trading manually. So anyways, I'm not saying you cannot be profitable if you're using tight stops, but what it means is you're gonna get stopped out more often than other traders who actually use more conservative stops. Now, as long as this doesn't affect your psychology when you're trading, then that's fine. But for some people, it's very difficult to keep up with their plan, okay, to stick to their plan and money management plan, not just their technical strategy, when they've got many losses back to back. Okay, so sometimes whenever you're using a tight stop loss, you may have to re-enter a certain setup a few times in a row. So like I said, if it doesn't affect your psychology and you can keep going, keep pushing, and you trust your plan, then that is absolutely fine. There's going to be a winner which is going to make up for several losses before that. Okay, and this is how it works with, tight stops and pretty much, I would say, day trading strategies. So we've got this low, price then comes back right here, takes out all the stops of those market participants who, managed to enter earlier. And then we have the actual move to the upside. How do we know this is the actual move? Well, because we're breaking above previous structure. You see, we could have managed to do that last time we tried to push higher. All right, we didn't manage to push all the way up here, breaking and closing above the 1.3540 level. But this time, with this most recent impulse to the upside, yes, we managed to do something like this. So I do like this type of setup. Not only that, but we've also got a break and a retest as well with those rejection wicks right here. So I'm expecting to see a continuation to the upside. Of course, if there is a retracement on euro dollar, there's most likely going to be one on pound dollar as well. But since it looks like pound dollar is actually gaining more momentum to the upside, or at least not gaining so much momentum to the downside, well then I wouldn't be expecting for price to actually break below this most recent low at 1.3420. What does that mean? It means that we can, eventually use a Fibonacci level, for example, the retracement tool. We don't yet know if this is the high, but if we start retracing from current price levels, well then this is going to be a fixed high in price. So that's why we would place our fib across point A and point B on the last impulse, and we're going to be looking for either 38.2, which perfectly fits with that rejection, or that could be the 61.8, maybe slightly lower, okay, right around here. So we've got a couple of areas to watch out for. Now, if we break through this first one, well, then we're going to be expecting for price to come down around 1.3460, and then we're going to be looking for that retracement. And technically, like I said, we have already tested the 38.2 level. So let's see how it goes. I'm actually thinking, let's just move on to gold. We'll come back to pound dollar. What do we got here? Here is gold. Continue to pushing upwards, and I'm not even surprised. In fact, I'm not going to be surprised if we easily break above this high. Remember that we've been trading in a range for a long period of time. This is the daily time frame. We've got the low up 3,120. If you're looking at the bodies, then we're talking about 3,180. Okay, so eventually we want to see price finally breaking above this range. Now, if you have a look at the last few days, you will see that we keep gaining momentum, all right? And even though we do have some retracements, as you can see by the candle wicks, we're still going to be expecting an upside continuation. So as long as we break and close above the level of 3,400, we should be fine. And I actually think we're going to find even more momentum once we break above a major level like, 3,400. So daily candles are looking pretty decent. I would love to see this weekly candle closing above those previous candles, because that would mean that we're now trading above the 3-week high. Okay, so for the past 3 weeks, we're currently at the highest levels pretty much. So I would love to see, that breakout happening. Now, do I have any positions open on gold. I don't actually. Uh, would I use the volatility expert advisor here on gold? I would. Okay. But right now, I am only trading an account on which I'm only trading euro dollar. So that's why right now I don't have any other positions. I've got not quite a lot, but I would say medium risk on the setup that I have on euro dollar. So I'm not looking to expose myself to too much risk right now at the moment. But what about those of you that are trading manually? Well, right now there's no point to enter. We're literally at the highest point, in this most recent move. So I wouldn't enter a buy position. And just because we're approaching and we're actually currently testing as we speak the previous major high, I wouldn't be looking for a sell position either. I know a lot of counter trend traders would be looking to take a sell up here. And even though I expect that we're going to see some reaction, maybe a retracement, I cannot trade against the main trend. So for me, this is not good enough. So right now, I would actually, sit on my hands and just wait for a better setup. All right. Either we break above that, then we're going to be looking for a retest of this level, or before the breakout, we see a retracement and then we take advantage of that retracement. Now, potential levels for entries, well, if we do have a retracement, we can again use the Fibonacci retracement to, obviously we have this previous structure right here, so 3,370 would be looking good. But if we don't manage to come all the way down here to 3,700 roughly, 3,370, then I will be expecting just a little bit of a pullback. Okay, so something like this. As you can see, after the strong impulse, we barely have any pullbacks, right? We have consecutive higher highs and higher lows. So this can easily continue, even though we are at a strong resistance. But that's gold. If gold decides that it wants to reach higher levels, it will just start breaking above previous structure without really taking into account how much of a strong level it's currently testing. So I do like gold, but you got to manage to find your trade in the beginning of a move, because if you try to chase the impulse, you're probably going to get burnt, and you're definitely not going to have good enough risk to reward ratio in order to feel confident about your setup. And therefore, if you don't feel confident about a certain setup, this is what is going to bring you a lot of stress, maybe make you give up on trading, right? If each one of your trades causes you a lot of stress, well then you gotta find a way to find your peace of mind whenever you're trading. And for me personally, this right now is the expert advisor. Again, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, just make sure to check out our website, Volatility Trading System, and have a look right here. But this is pretty much everything that I'm currently looking at. That's what is on my watch list. I'm not looking at any other positions right now. We may have a couple of trades here and there, but it's mainly euro dollar, pound dollar, and gold. This is what I'm aiming for. I want to give you the best setups. And those of you who listen and only stick to the setups that I'm showing you right here without being tempted to open up the chart and look for another setup where they can enter right now, I can guarantee you're going to have much better results, especially when you're trading on the 4 hour chart. That usually means you're going to have a lot less trades than you would normally have if you're trading the 15-minute chart, for example, let alone the 5 or the 1 minute. But like I said, I only want to give you the best setups. So that's why I'm not even looking at EEN crosspairs right now. I mean, we're just trading sideways. We don't really have any clear market direction. So that's why I'm not actually looking for trades. Even if I'm expecting that price will break below that, I don't yet have that confirmation. Or vice versa. If I'm pretty much sure that we're going to reach previous highs and maybe even break above them, I don't yet have that confirmation, right? In fact, the market is telling me otherwise. It tells me that every time it tries to push up, it is actually trying to break above a resistance, but as you can see, it meets that resistance, and it turns out we don't actually have that momentum to start breaking above previous highs. So that's why I would say, stay away from the yen cross pairs. Uh, You guys let me know, what do you think about those setups? I know some of the people in the premium Telegram channel are already taking some trades on euro dollar. Even when price was actually testing the level right here. Now, if you drop down to a lower time frame, um, I I can argue that I may had a trade here, manual trade, but for me, it doesn't make a lot of sense because you will have a certain percentage of win rate on your manual strategy, and then this percentage tends to get higher once you start using the volatility expert advisor. So there's a point where you're like, all right, why would I keep trading manually when I've got this too, which just enhances my strategy, makes it even better, brings me even better results by only trading the same setups that I would usually trade when I'm trading manually. So the hassle is not worth it anymore, and also the stress with manual trading. And so that's why I'm kind of losing my touch with manual trading. I don't know if that's for good or bad, but I only know that I achieve better results using the volatility expert advisor. Um, but you guys let me know if you want me to explain how it works. I could go through a very quick crash course on the expert advisor, even though we have a full course, like I said, and it's completely for free. You ain't gotta pay nothing. But I would love to see your setups. Even if you're trading some wonky cross pairs, I'll be okay to check them out. 15-minute time frame on pound dollar with a pretty decent reversal after the retest. So we've got this previous structure. Obviously, it's a very important area right here for price. So as we broke above that area, we came back, and this is never a good sign. Whenever you're approaching, let's say, a demand zone or a support level, and then you see a candle like this, right? It's usually not a good sign. But in this case, we then have this kind of a three-pin pattern formation. Best case scenario, we want to see a bullish engulfing. This time we didn't have it, but it turned out to be a good signal. Let me check out the economic calendar for next week. You know, when you first start trading, because you don't understand the fundamental analysis and stuff like that, it's very intimidating whenever you have a week full of events. I'm talking about high impact events, and then you start getting some experience, and you know that there are no big moves if there aren't any important events in the market. So you actually want to have busy weeks, right? So I'm gonna check out next week's. All right, so there you go. September 1st, it's gonna be a dead day in the market. This is gonna be on Monday. We do have some news for from the European Central Bank on Tuesday. High impact news. Um, what else we got? We got Thursday. Yeah, Labor Day, but it's probably slow. That's right. I was just gonna say day off for the U.S. market on Monday, so it's gonna be dead. Um, and then on Wednesday we ain't got nothing really. Thursday. Um, right, we may see some movement on Thursday, and then obviously we have NFP on September 5th. This is going to be the first Friday of the month. Just wanted to have a look at anything else apart from NFP, um, but it's probably going to be NFP. So we'll see how it goes. Um, so for me, it's going to be very interesting until Friday next week. How is the market going to set up? How is it going to position itself to eventually react on the news of NFP? So until then, we may push up and then have some retracement, and then with the help of the NFP, maybe have maybe see some higher levels. But we'll have to see how it goes until then, because right now it's still early to say. Overall, long term, I am expecting for this uptrend on euro dollar to actually continue, and so that's why I have a long bias, a bullish bias. So of course, I'm not sure. I cannot say for sure, but this is what I think we're going to see. All right, gold reacting off of the 3,400 level, slightly above 3,400. It's about 3,408, literally, the most recent level that we tested. Mijo, I'm going to start doing live sessions together with Raicho in the other channel. Hopefully, we're going to do the first one next week. I'm not really sure, but if it's not going to be next week, then maybe the week after. Um, but finally, we're going to do some live sessions for the other channel. I think there's going to be more engagement there compared to this one right here, but it's totally fine. I don't really have a lot of views during the live, but then more people tend to watch those live sessions, um, you know, after they finish. Is this recorded? This live session? This one is not. And if yes, is there a replay available? This live session is actually recorded. Yeah, it stays on YouTube. Um, and yes, and those ones that we're going to be doing in the Bulgarian channel as well. You know, because we're going to be streaming them on YouTube. So you know, they just after we finish the session, it just goes in the live section. So when you open the YouTube channel, you don't go to videos, but you go to live, and this is where all the recordings are kept, so everybody can go back and watch them. Yeah, someone just asked me, where can they find the free course for the expert advisor for the volatility trading system. So if you want to check out the free course, you can go to services. Let me see, I think it was what it was, advanced, I think. Yes, that's right. So you go to services, and just below courses, you click on advanced, and then in this section is where you will see the volatility trading system. So there's there are 20 video lessons included. So you click on see more, and it says that it's only available in a package. But what you can do is you can sign up on our website, and then you will have free access to these videos right here. And you can actually go through the course, watch all the videos, ask us any questions that you may have, and then decide whether this is going to be helpful. But I can assure you one thing: the volatility trading system works with every strategy. You can trade more aggressively with it. You can set it up to trade in a more conservative way. Really depends on your trading style and your trading strategy as well, right? And as long as your analysis is right and you're correct about the market direction, you're going to be totally fine. With the expert advisor, it's going to save you a ton of time, and also there are a lot of a lot less emotions involved in trading whenever you're using an automated system. Okay, as you can see, I cannot execute that many trades in such a short period of time. Okay, because all of those arrows, there may be some of you guys that have only used TradingView, because it's kind of a trend now. I mean, I've noticed in the past couple of years, more and more traders who are just starting out with trading right now, they don't even know about the MetaTrader platform. All they do is their analysis and their trading on TradingView, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you got used to TradingView first and you've never opened a MetaTrader platform, I completely understand. But what those arrows means is open and close positions, right? So you can see how many trades we managed to execute within this move right here. So currently the way the expert advisor works is it enters positions on every 1 pip and it exits each one of those trades on 2 pips take profit. Okay, and then you also have a stop loss for the whole setup. All right, that calculates the overall risk on your account based on how many trades you want to enter with what kind of volume, and you also set an entry for each trade. Let's say on every 1 pips or every 3 pips, or if you're trading gold, you can say that on every $1 you want the expert advisor to open a buy or sell trade, or you can also trade in both directions. But as you can see, I cannot enter that many positions manually. And even if I could, that means I have to stick on the charts for a long period of time and do that like a robot myself. But it's a lot more easier with the algorithm. I don't know if a lot of people think about this, a lot of traders, but it's actually very true. Right now, it's not even that much that the bankers are moving the market. I mean, they are the big institutions, but how do you think they trade? Do you think all of their positions are taken manually? Probably 80 to 90% of their trades are actually traded by an algorithm. It's most likely an algorithm that, us retail traders cannot get access to. I'm pretty sure that's the case, but it's going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to beat an algorithm with manual trading. And once you go through that course, you will see that. You will see why it's so important that you have a tool like they do, so you can be at least more competitive on the market. By the time you calculate your trade and go back to the chart and try and enter that trade, set up a stop loss or take profit, the algorithm has already entered multiple positions by that time. I do like the daily candle as well. Yesterday's daily candle right here. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. I always look at the daily candles at the end of the day. But as you can see, we've got this support right here. And we've had several days where price has tried, or not necessarily tried, but has been trading above this support without even creating higher values. All right, so we've been trading pretty much in the range here for the past several days. So what I like about this candle is not only that it has a long rejection wick and a body in the upper 30% of the candle, but also, as you can see, this wick, I'm pretty sure, took out a lot of market participants. Everybody who plays their stop losses just below this support right here, everybody was taken out with this candle, right? So we then have a sharp reaction to the upside, and today's daily candle is already an engulfing candle, trading a lot higher than the previous couple of days, right? So it's very important how this daily candle is going to close, but if it closes as a bullish candle, and especially a strong one, then this is going to be a very good signal for an upside continuation. So what that means is that you know, those positions right here could either be closed, or I can wait for price to actually start reaching those take profit levels that we have all the way up here. Now, um, this is most likely not where I'm going to be closing all these trades. I'm probably going to close most of them as price is pushing up, while, you know, still trading within this range right here. But some of those positions, like the ones that are right here at the peak of the move, these trades, because I have some swap on those trades already, because they've been open for a couple of days maybe, you know, for those trades, I will leave the take profit further to the upside. Okay, but these trades right now, I can already close at this level, because I usually have like a 2 pip stop loss for each one of those entries. But this time, as you can see, I'm way above those 2 pips target for each one of those trades down here. Okay, so 1655, 1683, I'm already about, you know, 30 pips above that, and my target is usually 2 pips. But I kind of knew, you know, after a daily candle like this and a momentum reversal, I kind of knew that this momentum will, you know, keep pushing up. So here we go. I'm currently closing a few of those trades. Some really nice momentum. So we can clearly see that we're now breaking above, you know, this previous high right here. So that's a good strong confirmation for price to continue higher. I'm not saying it's going to happen immediately. At some point we may have a pullback right here, but after that I would be expecting another bullish leg. Of course, gold gives us a reaction up here at the previous highs. So let's see how this um, candle is going to close. We still got about 10 minutes, but I'm probably expecting to see even more of a downside move here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually have, some type of a retracement up here. I mean, this is a strong resistance right here at the previous 4-hour high. That's a pretty decent reversal of the 1-hour candle here on pound dollar. If it manages to close as a bullish candle, well, this is going to be great. I'm usually looking for candles like this, but on the 1-hour time frame. So here we have it on the 15-minute chart. These are my favorite candles, okay? Now, if you see a candle like this at the 1 or the 4-hour time frame, let's say you have a support, so price comes down here, test the support, then it gets you get a candle like this. This is a very strong signal for an upside continuation after that. And an aggressive entry would be to enter by right at the close of the candle with a stop loss just below that rejection. This is going to give you the best risk to reward ratio, but it's probably the more risky approach, right? What else you can do is you can wait for a candle like this to form, then you can wait for, let's say, another candle, and then you can wait for this candle, for the third candle to start, maybe retest this one, but then close with a rejection wick again, and then you can make your entry. 15-minute time frame on gold, currently testing previous structure right here. We may have a reaction from current price levels, so let's see how it goes. Not sure if it's going to be so easy for price to, break above this resistance up here, but I know that whenever we get momentum like this in gold, it is very likely that this will continue. So guys, I think I'm gonna end the session right here. So watch out for an upside continuation on the majors. Before that though, we may have a pullback. If you're looking for manual entries, always use the Fibonacci 2. This is gonna make it a little bit more easier for you, just like I have it here on pound dollar, for example. Um, and every time you see price retesting previous structure, just like in this case right here on the 38.2, that most likely means we're going to see some type of reaction. So I'm only looking for bullish continuation on the majors, including gold, and I'm not looking to take any sell trades. Be patient, be smart, and things will eventually happen. If you are interested in the expert advisor that I'm talking about, like I said, you can check it out on trendlineforex.com. You can hit that volatility trading button right here. It's going to take you to this landing page. This is where you can find out more about this too. I've also got other videos regarding the volatility expert advisor on this YouTube channel, so make sure to go and check them out right now. And don't forget to join the free Telegram. All right, this is where we share more valuable content and information such as daily setups on euro dollar. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I wish you all the best.